You are looking at IMA's Big Barn right after our massive cleanup.
Okay, it's Friday, January 16th, 2009.
And we're going to take a look at the studio area where all this work is about to commence.
Me and Terrence are your leading men.
Day 1, 2009. Here we are again.
You need help yet?
Reunited, and it feels so good.
Over there.
How many more layers are we putting on?
This is the last layer of 3/4 ply. We'll go on the walls and the ceilings of all the booths, and then we'll have one more layer of drywall to go over. And then
We actually thought we were done with the walls, but no, more layers, and that took a week or two. But meanwhile, let's go back and take a look at the plastic membrane that was erected to protect the instruments on the other side, which we see again here before the membrane went up. And by the way, that is myspace.june up in the loft area there. And that's all the original barn wood. And this is what it looked like on the other side of that plastic. There's an old Fanny poster that I think belonged to my Aunt Cora. Fully winter. And now back to Todd and Terrence in Control Room A. They are putting acoustical sealant between every layer. And,
Working with that black stuff, huh?
I'm always concerned about the safety of inhaling those vapors, so
you just get it on the gloves, and then you get it on everything you touch anyway. So you might.
here I'm kind of on their case, but hopefully in a good way. Those are the pipes that will guide the wiring from Control Room A to the machine room on the other side of the hall. Coming up is the door to the machine room, which is between the bathroom and Control Room B. Day 2.
There's 3 layers of 5/8 drywall on all the outside walls, and then there's a layer of 5/8 drywall, a layer of 3/4 ply, and then another layer of drywall that goes over this.
You just saw Kristen Ford talking to Todd, who's actually in Studio B.
Back in the saddle, day 2. What's happening?
We're finishing up the last room of putting the 3/4 plywood on the ceilings, and then we're going to start putting all of the plywood on the walls.
We're screwing the plywood to the ceiling, so we need to make a quick adjustment, and then we'll screw this up a few screws, and we
Are
take
you
the
good?
lift
I
down.
can bring it down?
You can bring it down.
And she can watch us bring it
okay.
down.
So are they special screws to not make noise? Or, oh my gosh, look at that! Oh, you guys are good. You guys are good.
Work smarter, not harder.
That's right.
Okay, I'm officially impressed. Okay, very impressed.
And thankfully, this is the last ceiling.
Thankfully, this is the last ceiling.
My neck is sore.
Oh my, oh cool.
This is what Control Room A looked like in mid-March, and we're going to take you on a little tour of how we got to that point. The metal that you see jutting down from the ceiling is actually the HVAC system coming from upstairs, which will bring fresh, refrigerated air into the control room and ISO booth areas, and that's going to be very important later on as equipment in these enclosed rooms actually raises the heat quite a bit. We're going to be looking out of A once again into the hall through to the bathroom. Looking out Control Room A, and there is ISO A. Beautiful. Okay, and here comes the next layer, sheetrock. Great crew, and they had a challenging time ahead. There's Brian, who's actually also a musician, and we're going to see him go upstairs and get some sheetrock. That's where the HVAC system is actually going to be. And here is the famous machine room. Bathroom, and we're going to speed it up just a bit here.
I didn't like it.
Needs to be pretty, huh?
Yes, it does.
Pin it, huh? Pin it against the wall, that's it.
Yes, exactly.
We're done messing with it.
So you did it.
Yeah,
Woo!
we got it.
Congratulations. All this hard work.
Here's what it looked like outside. That glass garage door allows us to see all the changes of seasons. And here I am in Hawaii in February for my brother Scott's birthday. We ended up doing a benefit for IMA right on his property. He's a great sound man. This is the face you need to make, of course, in order to play rock and roll. Back at IMA, a site visit by artist Amy Ray. You can see that beautiful soffit above and behind us, which was made while we were in Hawaii. And we're standing at Control Room A. Visiting the studio and having a little bit of fun.
We only get to use like 20 seconds, right? Wow.
I can't wait to see this. This is you?
And I think the next thing, of course, that was in all of our lives was a world
Next time you're jamming with
bitterly
me.
opposed.
Yeah.
And we had to find our own footing because there was...
This is for a movie I'm scoring along with my nephew Lee about Heresies, which was a feminist art collective. Back to work. The next day, April 3rd. These are acoustical sound panels which will be going up in all the rooms.
These are the panels.
There's a special fabric that goes on these panels, and we spent an awful lot of time trying to pick them out, so we'll just have to see how it works. Doesn't that look fun? Ah, and here is the most fun. Clean up after the ice storm. The Feel with two of their moms. Thanks so much. And they had a chance to rehearse in the control room afterwards. Of course, always having a lot of fun.
Who's Emily W?
We make our love out of the world we know. What we found ourselves, everything more beautiful when you're around.
Musical intermission provided by The Feel. But we've got to get back to some of the technical stuff here. Moving back to March 3rd.
Everybody wants to crowd around at various times. And if they have to go up a ramp, it sort of affects the traffic here. Whereas if that ramp is back here, nobody's going to want to walk over here. That's, unless you're doing something, around the back of the speaker, something like this. I'm a speaker, I'm right here.
Oh, in front of.
In front of the thing there, yeah. You have, 12 students crowded around here, and if that's all back there, they won't be, sort of halfway on an angle or something like that. So, and the other thing is I didn't realize when we were talking about this, this is technical power for each rack. So that's technical power for the rack, and it's on the same circuit as that. And this would be the technical power for a future console. And this would be the technical power for the loudspeakers, each one of those.
Oh, okay.
So that's what those are tuned for, so they'll be there.
We're now discussing a possible patch bay site.
Under the window, is that what you're saying? Right there?
My understanding is later you might want one that's permanently right here, which if we built something raised here.
All the microphones will be coming down that chase, and all the stuff routing out over to the other place will go up that chase. So that's the connection to the computer room. So it's out of Gazinta goes out of.
Well, and it also might be that we just maybe put a desk there or something that we put the lunch boxes on.
Yes, and they would just plug into a thing that goes into the back.
Right.
Fascinating, isn't it? Now we're getting into the details of the plans themselves, which are many pages long. And for those of you out there technically minded, it is actually very fascinating.
And they're adding neoprene in the gap there, and there's going to be half an inch or an inch
And
Rigid.
hopefully an inch, and if not, a half an inch.
of a semi-rigid fiberglass, which is the same kind that they have in suspended ceilings. Or, you can just buy it raw if you want to do that. It's just that I think it's hard to get, a small quantity of Owens Corning is hard to get. But the angle of these, it's drawn like it's a continuous angle, but this little break here means that this window is actually much larger, which means that the angle, instead of being that steep, is only that much. See?
And what was this about the birch and the poplar and all that, the hardwood, what is that all?
We're just trying to use less expensive woods where they're not
Oh.
going to be seen,
Oh, thank you.
and more expensive woods where.
And so
gonna
the
look
bottom
at-
part under the glass will be poplar.
Okay.
And the part that, and we're going to you're just going to polyurethane that, right? Or
Yeah.
maybe a light stain of some kind?
No stain.
No stain.
They're talking about the windows, and the glass has to be precisely measured.
So these windows, roughly 1.5 inches in from the that side.
And an inch and a half in from this
Right,
side.
so it's got